Hello everyone, this is Archive of 12, and today we have a new Oblivion song by Colm McGuinness, obviously about Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion Remastered. As someone who has sank over 100, almost, actually, no, not 100, 400, almost 400, maybe even a little more than 400, probably closer to 500 hours into the original Oblivion. The fact that so many people are getting into one of my personal favorite games ever here in 2025 has been amazing. I've loved talking to people about their experiences and seeing what kind of things that people are finding. Some stuff that I never even found, because Oblivion is a large game for how small it is. And I say that like because of the fact that like it was one of the like close to launch Xbox titles, and it like Xbox 360 specifically, and for its time, it was pretty big. But when you've got games like Fallout New Vegas and Fallout 4 and Skyrim, like those three games dwarf Oblivion in comparison in terms of like the overall explorational level. And other games like Red Dead Redemption 2 and whatnot have like exceeded that as well. But even with that, Oblivion has it has such massive potential, and with this new remaster of being able to mod it and stuff like that, who knows what we're going to be able to find. It has some of the most memorable moments for me in gaming, with like the Shivering Isles, meeting Sheogorath and whatnot. Super fun. The Dawn Guard were some of my favorite characters to interact with, and also they just looked some of the coolest. And the Imperial Legion with their Spartan style armor was, it to this day still like resonates to me as one of the best looking medieval knight armors that I've seen ever. And so seeing this all remastered and seeing the game get a new breath of fresh air, especially after how many Skyrims did we go through? I think Skyrim's getting to the point where like it's almost going to be just like Doom and playable on pretty much everything, including digital screens on freaking toasters or whatever. I think someone actually made Doom work on a birth control stick, and Skyrim I'm sure isn't going to be far behind on that. But I love the fact that they decided to bring Oblivion back, because I never got into Skyrim. It wasn't really my thing. Maybe it's because I played way too much Oblivion, but Oblivion was definitely one of the games that I sank more of my life into than most other franchises. I think only Mass Effect and Dragon Age have really beaten that overall, and how much time. I shouldn't take that. Also, Star Trek Online and Star Wars: The Old Republic, but those are MMOs. Like that's a little bit different. I'm looking forward to seeing what Colm does with this. This is a bard song, and we've been listening to a lot of Colm McGuinness songs for Warhammer 40k, so this is going to be a little bit of a break, and probably a needed break, because Warhammer is an expansive universe in and of itself. So let's see what he has to say about Oblivion. Link will be in the description below if you want to watch this without my commentary, because I will be pausing. I will be talking about it. Also down below is a link to my Patreon, where you can find longer form reaction videos on Star Wars Skeleton Crew and Gundam Requiem for Vengeance and Dragon Ball Daima and other various shows. And without further ado, let's get started.
Don't times change? It's slain king and fallen sons as the light fades from an age to another one, who will keep pursuit of the dark when the throne lies bare. As this town burns, the storm still remember when it all turned to dark gates and numbers. No dawn to break, no prayer to send, just these broken walls and the world near its end.
the fact that like this feels so simple with the way that it's telling the generalized story of Oblivion, and yet feels so profound because it isn't just telling the generalized story, it is literally describing certain key events of the story. Like, I like how Colm is deciding to approach this. I like how he is treating this like it says a bard song. So in the thumbnail. So I fully expected that this was going to be sung like a bard would sing of the events of Oblivion. I guess I didn't really think about exactly how far he was going to take that. How like far he was going to push that concept, but I'm really glad he's choosing to do it the way he is, because what he's doing here makes it feel more I don't want to say drawn out, because that's not true. It makes it feel more like you are getting the finer details without spoiling anything. It's just a very clever writing and very clever performance that he's choosing to go with here. So that way, those who don't know anything about Oblivion, who want to play the game or who haven't finished it yet, like, you're not going to get spoiled by this. This is literally just telling the story in a vague enough way that you're not going to know the intricate details. But if you know the intricate details, you can pick out the finer points. I really like that.
From prison halls, a blank slate upon your eyes, a stranger caught and free by dragon eyes. The scrolls are written and the path's just begun. The life of one to halt the breaking sun.
Can I also say that, like, I have to admit, I laughed quite a bit when the reveal trailer for Oblivion came out, and I saw that they put the freaking horse armor back. Like, and not only that, but they committed to the bit. The only way you can get some, if not all of the horse armor as DLC that you have to pay for. You have to get the digital upgrade deluxe edition of Oblivion to get this horse armor, which, for those who are way too young to know what that means, the horse armor was one of the first, I should say. It was one of the first in a series of decisions throughout the game development industry of making something that is functionally just a skin cost like more than just $1. Like, I think the horse armor at the time was like $2.50. Not that bad in today's economy, but back then, $2.50 was like the standard for some DLCs, and all you were getting was just a cosmetic piece for horse armor. I think it was either $2.50 or it was $5. I want to say it was $2.50, but it could have been $5. I don't remember. Point is, like, that's how much you paid for some DLCs back then for like actual story content, like to get a brand new set of missions or maybe even like a small minor expansion pack. Dragon Age Origin had like a $7-8 mini expansion pack for, I think it was for like the deep roads and stuff like that. For Oblivion, which came out several years prior to that, it was literally just horse armor. And the horse armor didn't even give you armor for the horse. The horse was just as squishy as it always was. It just happened to look nicer. So I have to say that I laughed hard when they decided to commit to the bit and actually put the horse armor on the DLC for the digital deluxe edition of Oblivion Remastered. It was... Anyway, that has nothing to do with the song. I just saw the scene of the guy on the horse, and I was just like, oh, yeah, no, I just had to talk about that. I don't know when else I'm going to, but I just had to.
A name long gone, lost blood in exile heights, and with hope drawn, he still walks walks with fear beside. Who will tell him the flame that he holds is the last we have? Through ruined halls, they whisper their vigils, and though doubt calls, he still bears a sigil. No time to grieve, no time to mend, just one fate to claim and a world to defend. From prison walls,
Oh, wow.
a blank slate, a punctured eyes, an empire falls, but he's steadfast where hopes have died. The stars are aligned, and the threads are spun. One soul alone to seal oblivion. Don't times change when all that we know is died? As the light fades, will you stay against the tide? Will you keep yourselves of the dark? Will you light the flame?
If there was going to be a song to make me spend and waste another like 400 to 500 hours of my life on a video game, it might just be that. Like, it might just be this song, because that really makes me want to go to and download Oblivion. Not sure where I'm going to put it, because my hard drive is kind of full at the moment, but like, really makes me want to go and re-download Oblivion and off of Game Pass and play it. Yeah, no, that was beautiful. That was transcendent. That it was inspirational. It's a perfect way of touching on the topic of Oblivion, which is like, you know, a 25-year-old game, something like that, something along those lines. Maybe a 20-year-old game, but it was a perfect way of like touching on that without spoiling anything for people who have never played it before. And I'm really happy that they decided to do the remaster and use the Unreal Engine for it rather than their normal creation engine, because they managed to make that game look so phenomenal. Yeah, it's an older game, but you would never know it. Like, it looks like a good modern, like not a great, but a good modern day Bethesda game, like something that they would do on the side. And the fact that Oblivion was the bread and butter for Bethesda for a long time, up until Fallout 4 came out, or Fallout 3, excuse me, up until Fallout 3 came out, like, it makes me happy to see them return to form. And it makes me happy that it's inspiring people to be able to express their creative outlets again, whether it be through mods or whether it be through song. So I look forward to Fallout 3 Remaster whenever that happens, because that was my second favorite Bethesda game after Oblivion. I know a lot of people may have contentious feelings about Fallout 3 compared to New Vegas. I never got into New Vegas. I was always into Fallout 3. Couldn't stand New Vegas. I did not like it. And I know I might get some hate for that, but when they make a Fallout 3 remaster, I will be all over that. But anyway, that's going to be it for me. Thank you for joining me. I am Mark Alpha 12, and I will see you in the next video.